Hello, 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 hello. Yes, so I'm just sat here on my sofa. I'm just gonna have a little doodle whilst talking to you about the upcoming event Untitled, the creative breakthrough event, in order to then invite you along to join. So, in the interest of making art, inviting you to make some art, you might be wondering why on earth art is so beneficial. Somehow I've got this tray because you can use that sometimes because it can be quite helpful, like when you sat on the sofa. But I think I'll lead against something else. So lots of people would talk about how art and painting and drawing and all kinds of different activities can help you with your mental health, can help you to relax, can get rid of stress. And there's often that innate understanding that art can relieve that stress without necessarily knowing why. And as an art therapist, I've been an art therapist for about 10 years now, maybe longer actually. 11 years of practicing art therapy since my first placement started. And a lot of what happens with art therapy is that it's naturally, like, lots of people understand that art can be helpful, but they might not really have the nuances and the intricacies and the details to understand why. So they might be thinking, well, actually, I'm using that art material and I'm meant to feel relaxed. Surely I'm meant to feel relaxed, but then they might not. And so they might not feel that they're able to do it. A lot of people I speak with may struggle to get started with making art if they've not done anything for a long time, so that they actually then have this stress about trying to be perfect. And actually, you don't have to make art that looks like a certain thing, that looks perfect in any way in order for you to express yourself. But simply allow yourself to move the art materials around and create something that is maybe just anything that comes up. And this is part of the reason why it can be helpful for emotional regulation, for expression. And my Focus 5 method, Art Heals method, which I did a talk about on Sunday, talks about the different approaches and the different intentions for making art, so that you can make use of art in a way and be creative in a way that aligns for you in the moment. Like, sometimes people assume that art is a relaxing thing, and it can be for some people, but sometimes people aren't needing to relax. Sometimes people may feel that they need to energise and activate. There's nothing left in there. Where's that? That's come out. That energise and activate. So actually, sometimes we can paint and it can help us to feel relaxed, calm our nervous system, and like allow you to focus. Other times making art can be a way to boost your mood, to really activate how you're feeling and to energise and to really fit in with that. And what I've noticed over the years of being an art therapist is that the theory has almost not fizzled away. So I anchor myself in so many different theories, but the theory is less important than the practice and trusting the process and allowing those things just to happen. So at my event that's taking place in 2.5 weeks from now, you'll be encouraged to create. You'll be encouraged to reflect. You'll be encouraged to connect with people. There will be a range of different activities for you to take part in, to lean into as you desire. And some of these activities may be really comfortable and really easy for you. Others might be a stretch. Others might feel quite scary for you and might take a bit of courage for you to step into doing something new perhaps, or you might feel a little bit vulnerable at times. However, the benefit of this is that is where the magic happens. The magic happens when you step outside of your comfort zone. You must have heard that 1,000 times. If you're my kind of person that is proactive about personal development and is curious about developing your creativity, not just learning how to be a better artist, but building your capacity to be more creative. And creativity can sometimes be seen as being you're either creative or you're not creative. And I say everyone is creative, and I'm on a mission to help people to express themselves more. Sometimes for some people that's through talking, and having a platform as a podcast is a great way to help people and to model that self-expression with different guests who are coming on and talking about what creativity means to them, as well as talking about stepping into a new pace, taking time to pause, act, create and empower. And I just really think that, like, we're just touching upon some of the benefits, generally speaking, of creativity here, and how starting with a scribble, you can literally do a scribble and it doesn't matter what it looks like, but that can be such a helpful way to balance out the nervous system, your emotional regulation centre. And through making different images, you can actually find ways to reflect on maybe some of your practical problems, maybe some of your life styles, maybe some of what's going on in your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, maybe space to be able to create something and express something cathartically about your art, about your experiences. It might be that there's something that's happened within your life, something that's happened for you emotionally that feels challenging to talk about, and that actually allowing yourself to, even one of the things we're going to be doing is using like paint and drawings in using both hands, doing ups and downs using both hands. It's called bilateral drawing, and that helps you to center, helps you to balance out your nervous system, get back into your window of tolerance where you feel safe, where you feel safe enough to then go on to express yourself more clearly and to create something. Step outside of that space where you're making something